Good afternoon, folks. Just a little bit about my background before we actually get in. I promise I will not go past your lunch, promise, because a lot of it you pretty much understand and know already. But I was a police officer for 11 years here in Barbados, and then the U.S. Embassy stole me from the police force when they were building the new embassy. And during that time, I was a FSMA, which is the Foreign Service National Investigator, working with the entire region and building programs and building networks similar to what we're trying to do here. During that time, I was able to, through the Anti-Terrorism Assistance Program and the RSO office, Regional Security Office, I was able to build a digital forensics unit in lab in Antigua first. A couple years down the road, we reestablished again, and we built the lab at RSS, Regional Security System, which is all public law enforcement. My goal always was, when I was in the embassy, was to bring the region together. Because, as I said in my opening remarks, cyber is not just one person, it's a world issue. And we're part of the world. So we need to build it as a region to protect ourselves. Well, the US, the G7 countries, etc., are also building their infrastructure to protect their citizens and nationals. Right? So that's just a brief background. Why this presentation is today is because the general public knowledge of cybersecurity is very minimal tonight. And it is the private sector that has professionals in place that can assist with this. Also, we all know government funding. Government funding is very limited. Their resources are very limited. It is the private sector that has to come together with the public sector, albeit public still needs to get involved with the private. Public, law enforcement, government, etc., still need to get the mindset that they can't do it alone. So building that private-public partnership is critical, because some of the expertise exists in the private sector. And those expertise can assist the public sector. So that's why we need to build that collaboration. We need to build that partnership. We can't work on it alone. So that is one of the reasons why. So we understand there's a growing threat right now. There's no two ways about it. We understand totally. We have seen the hacks in Barbados alone, Barbados Revenue Authority. And I can almost bet you, because they can tell me that I may be wrong, but if you look back carefully, you study it, you really understand it. The increase in attacks in Barbados started after a certain document was mistakenly leaked online. All right? This statement, I studied for a little bit. We were not under so much attack before. The financial institutions used to get a little phishing, that kind of stuff. But the whole entire population, no. So if we really study it, that was the initial start for hackers to start penetrating and targeting Barbados, the region. And because we lack those resources, because we lack the understanding from a government point of view, the seriousness of cybersecurity, the seriousness of threats, the seriousness of the evolving threat daily. And in this year, we're going to see more increased attacks because of AI. Artificial intelligence is going to sit down and do the work that these coders were doing before. These hackers were saying, no, coding, just looking to penetrate. AI is going to do it much faster. So it is going to be evolving even more. And it's a greater threat, especially when it comes to cyber terrorism. The Caribbean is too vulnerable. The G7 countries are hardening their infrastructure. Yes, they're still getting attacks, but G7 countries are hardening their infrastructure. They're implementing programs. You will hear from Cyberbots tomorrow. Chris got started. They have a Vertex that is now being deployed by the US government and all their critical installations. And that Cyber Vertex includes programs from migrant forensic that's assisting them with not only monitoring, but pulling those information, pulling all those logs. So it's actually doing an incident response and doing an investigation using it, and then producing reports. So the Caribbean is way behind. Barbados and the Caribbean is way behind when it comes to this because of the vulnerability that exists. That is why we need the regional collaboration. The reason why we need the regional collaboration is this. Look at Grenada. Grenada has a robust ICT program. They have a CERT team that from time anything occurs on either of their networks or worldwide, they send a message. They have the CERT team has a WhatsApp message that sends it out. I'm sure some of you would have had a WhatsApp message coming out saying protect your WhatsApp message. I can't remember the top of my head. What was it? Yes. That came from Grenada CERT. They're the ones who identify this and the other. The Barbados have a CERT team. They're trying to get one out. They were doing one 10 years ago when we first started talking about this to government, but it never materialized. I am not bashing Barbados government because they're the Barbadian debt friendly, but we need to take it more seriously. Because if we got to protect our future and the future of our children, we all have to take it more seriously. So that is why we also need regional collaboration. Because what's happening in Grenada, Jamaica, years ago, there was the Jamaica attack on the Jamaican government system. That's a case study. If you really want a case study, can send it to you as well. They were attacked a couple years ago, or more than 5 years ago. And based off of that attack, they had all that information and they work on it. But for regional collaboration, it's more critical because then that information was passed on. You have CARICOM that's supposed to be working as a CARICOM nation. It's not, because that information that was that hacked in Jamaica should have been taken, worked on, and helped to protect the other Caribbean nations. Because what you're seeing going on in Jamaica, or went on in Jamaica back then, is the exact thing, but completely more that's going on in Barbados. So that regional collaboration is very, very critical. If you want to really counter these threats, we gotta start to build our regional collaboration. So the threat landscape, we kind of discussed this, and I know Edward would have spoken to you about becoming cyber resilient, but this is the reason why we need to get past where we are. As a nation, we are still in infancy stage. Shouldn't be. This has been going on too long for us to be still little babies crawling from. We should be into adult stage when it comes to cybersecurity. But the rising threats, as we discussed, the challenges faced by the regional countries. These challenges include lack of funding, lack of support, lack of resources. What is that lack? Again, it draws back because government is not supporting, because boards are not supporting, because your managers, your bosses, your CEOs, etc., you know what they're saying? Insurance will handle that. You get attacked, you lose money, whatever the case may be, you get billed to the insurance company. There's going to come a day. Trust me when I tell you this. That the insurance company is going to come and say, we can't handle this anymore. This is costing us too much. Because the insurance, the CMA, the company bottom line is $1. The insurance company bottom line is still $1 too. So there's going to come a time when they're going to say, you're not doing enough to prevent this. And then it's going to fall back now on who? The CEO, the management, they come to you. Although you writing this every single day and putting this forward and saying you need this, 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 and this, they can come back to you and try to cut off their head. So we find a solution to that. The solution is part of this summit. Because this summit, you can have call to action. They can talk about it. They may listen to me, they may not. But when we got companies that are showing interest in carbon, like mining forensics, cyber bonds, Utego Global, are showing interest in this country and in this region. Somebody at top and start a listen. But it's us in here and the law enforcement that always gonna keep pushing that envelope. Because if you don't push the envelope, everything gets people on the counter. That's the sad part. But these are critical because again, we spoke about the increasing threat, the complexity of these threats. Spoke about AI. AI is going to increase that complexity. So when we can look at logs and see, I can put Andrea behind the computer. I can't put Andrea behind the computer anymore because they're using AI. So AI was right. You see the logs. There's a footprint. There's a print that will tell you, okay, this is a specific AI code. But like your fingerprint, AI has a fingerprint. Andrea has a fingerprint. Omar has a fingerprint. Because the way they code is going to be different to a whole. So you still be able, on an incident response level, on an investigation level, you still be able to pinpoint, okay, it's Andrea, it's Edward, it's Omar. But the complexity is what when it comes to cybersecurity. Daryl and Leo want to touch about intellectual property theft. You're all here from different agencies, different organizations. There's a lot of intellectual property theft that's going on that you're not aware of because you just working in probably IT. You're not really looking at the logs and the movement of traffic and understanding that movement of traffic between an internal node and an external node. Don't want to get too technical. We got some brains that are not really technical here. We may not ready to call her out, but she can call me and tell me, what's the node again? Okay. That's my aunt though. Love her to death. But yeah, you're not really looking at those logs to see that traffic. So there's a lot of intellectual property theft that is going on within your region. And the only way we can counter that is by looking at your role, basically, from a private sector point of view. Your role is you're the first line of defense. Because 9 out of 10 times, you have the most data that these hackers want. The government got the data. But what's the easiest way to get to that data? Is through you. It's through you. Because when you really look at it, data is sitting on your system. You are not well educated in protecting that data. It's no fault of yours, no fault of mine, no fault of Darrell, no fault of you. It is because the education system did not teach us about the internet. It tell us go out there. You can use the internet. You can get everything you want. Do Google. Google is man's best friend. But it never taught us the dangers on how to protect ourselves when you're doing searching, when you're communicating, right? But you're the first one. You're the first group of persons that's supposed to that data that have to protect it. And if you don't know how to protect it, you need to get with it because you got to protect it first, right? You have within your system not only the financial system, but within that financial system, you have connections to every person in NAS, or their IDs. So that's where that data leak started. Because that data leak actually created the opportunity for hackers to, okay, Tom Brumlin, so if it's Rockos and Michael, most likely password, you're looking at something pertaining to that ID. Because we know everybody, the easiest way to create a password is, all right, more than 1972. Here, so first, so you can reverse and use that. So that's the first set of dictionary attacks that these hackers can use in order to get to you, in order to get into that financial system. And once they get into that financial system, although the IT people did a very good job in segregating HR from finance, deduction from shipping, right? No segregation of rules. Once they get into one, there's some loophole that they can find and put them into the financial system. And then put them into production. Okay, production, you about the ship 10 times produce, and you know the shipping lanes. So the shipping lanes, yeah, you can move the shipment like I did. Hackers can shut down that shipping lane. They never cause issue with security. So the minister, let me be politically correct. There was a recent urge me to Prime Minister who's not the carry on. I spoke with two major issues: food security and crime. I urge did not include cyber. But what's the commonality between crime and food security, cyber? Because if you really study it again, criminals don't communicate. So they're using technology to communicate. Food security, you require shipping, production. The production is using AI technology now to know when to spray, to know when to reap the crop, etc. So if we have to go into the production, right? And they say, okay, I need to shut down, wait to spray, or wait to reap that crop. What's going to happen? The data production is not going to be on time. Scarcity is going to come into play. So food security going to be. So there's no urge. People are talking about other things. There's no urge for cyber. It needs to be an urge for cyber. Because cyber is the commonality between the two. There's no doubt for it. But again, lack of knowledge, lack of understanding. The benefits that we can derive if we work together is a collective defense, and we spoke about this. If all of us come together from a world perspective, a regional perspective, we can start defending against these threats. No one man can do it. No one company can do it. No one government can do it. It's a collaborative regional effort that needs to be initiated in order to defeat these threats. Maturity across the region. You have your clients, you have your data, you have your customers. You need to start putting more programs in place on a constant basis to educate your customers. I've seen it increasing, but it needs to get going. So the credit unions and financial institutions are, as soon as they hear there's a phishing email, they hit know that information. Mostly only when it is known. You can't only do it when it's going on. You got to constantly do it every month, every week, whatever the case may be. Send out that information to your customers. Look at reestablishing how you're communicating with your customers. That is going to help us to increase that maturity. Not only you, government has a role to play. 5 years ago, I said implement a secondary school program. Instead of just teaching how to type, right? And a letter, a resume, etc. Right? Meal merge and all that. Don't teach them about cybersecurity. I put forward a program, and I saw the media here now. I put forward a program about implementing a secondary school cybersecurity awareness training. I started it at an integrated workshop. I did a whole format, break it down into stages. Ran a test with an integrated workshop. We had 4 students that registered. All 4 of them passed. All CXC need to do is to take that, implement it as if you're doing math, English, Spanish, or whatever, because it's needed. And then we take it a step further. You take it a step further by implementing it in University of US cities. We got medical, we got lawyers, we got a cybersecurity degree, diploma, whatever. Ignited BCC courses, but courses it's one. Oh, okay, good point. Courses, COB manager. How are you going to be able to help cybersecurity? You only got one course. You only got degree or diploma, right? Because that's the first thing. That's another thing that private sector have to understand. I could just finish my degree. I may not have the experience. 5 years and 6 years of experience that I'm calling for. You need to stop that. You need to stop that. You need to start employing persons that may not have the 5 or 10 years or 6 years, because you're not going to find them. Take the younger ones that have the attitude and the aptitude, because they're smarter than a lot of you here though.
You said something that's like we should have done secondary education. Because these
get it.
children are really good at their exposed to things that
You want that programs ready for primary school.
my son does computing classes, summer camp. And there's one that
Summer camp, right?
like
Summer camp.
6 weeks and he can design a game.
A game.
Right.
Right, summer camp, designing again, right? Robotics. Yeah, but let's not just make it, robotics, right? Because I have this big robotic taking care of the Dubai and all sorts of crap.
No security.
The security?
Nothing to do with security.
There's no security? So how am I going to begin to do a game and they don't know how to protect the game and security? That there's the mentality again. That is the kind of colonialism behavior that needs to stop.
I was going to touch on that. I was waiting to finish your presentation. Yeah, that's a lengthy discussion. I don't know all about it.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Micah has the educational program. Correct me if I'm wrong. Micah has an educational program that you can go online using a plug. Problem is, government don't want to get advice from persons who have the experience. They want to take the advice from persons who tell them one here, who tell them, I prefer pocket, right? And then they're listening to, I have to tell you this, I have no animosity against IT because I love IT. IT is part of security. But stop putting cybersecurity responsibilities on IT. It's true. They need to stop that. The responsibility for cybersecurity should always be handled by special cybersecurity. IT people are special. They need to be motive. Do not tell me I have no issue on most cases. But I am kind of like protecting you. Because if you look at it carefully, they are pushing unnecessary work towards you. And it is a risk.
It's called saving on there, and that's
it. It's called saving, but it's wrong. It's a risk because when you say you need to find out why this particular incident happened. I don't have the expertise to go and sit down and analyze. I already stressed with trying to make sure that the network working, that a computer that a user see. Oh, the word ain't coming up. The PowerPoint ain't coming up. But for me, the rest of this. Say that again?
For me, the rest of the security company, and also your fault that you were favored. If you were out there, security.
But you got the cybersecurity background. But then that's my point exactly. That's my point exactly.
Something at boardroom level, because the boardroom sees it as
an IT issue.
So I can give you an example of when people are doing prospecting the clients in the small business area. They would tell us, like, especially like offices, oh, we have an IT guy. But I'm saying to them, my job is not to take your IT guy. My job is to help support your IT guy. Because his job is there. And it is preventive, proactive. His is reactive. But I work both. So I know IT and I know cybersecurity. So proactive and reactive is two different things. And that is the difference.
This like, you hear that?
The difference is coordinated. It's proactive and reactive. IT is reactive. The system now, we got it. Proactive now is I see the dogs, I see inside of the network, and I got to prevent it from. You know, I got to do installation and everything.
My point exactly.
So when you carry that at boardroom level, people still asking, so what's the return on investment on that? If you don't want to see the return on investment on that, maybe say, no, trying to figure out these logs and tracing back this that. Because you don't want to see the return on investment, because it's like you said, it's like 3-4 days. Then you got to call it forensics. Then you might end up having to look the system, and if you don't got a complete backup, then you're in trouble. That's another day down.
which comes into what? When you go with the system, you're gonna back up. That comes back to what?
That's
cybersecurity.
law.
That's cybersecurity law.
Yeah,
That's
it
a
is.
policy that should be implemented.
Business continuity.
Business, BCC, correct.
Business continuity, you have to have that.
So that is what is very important that we gotta do this. We have to get this in. Strengthen the
When you're
regulation and work.
talking to the small business owner, is like,
That ain't true in my, you know,
I see this, you know, and it's the mandate correct one to be said, they're looking at costs. And cost is,
Alright.
for them is, too big.
So,
Regulate, pay attention to the regulations. It's your call.
that accountability don't come into play, right? That is why we need to get to this.
So we do regulate regulations.
Yeah,
That's why we got lots of regulations that have to be.
exactly, and this is where no government has to come into play.
But that's the thing, now, what is the thing, because as I say all the time, as government goes, the private sector goes, if government is not going there, or is slow to get there, the private sector will always take time to get there. There's no regulation in place to say, if government says you have to be regulatory and ready as a pharmacy, because we working with those. And government say, it's every time.
They come in,
The framework needs to come into play for government to move forward with it.
they come in, let me tell you what come in. And I know a little bit will be the election, but let me tell you what come in. We wrap up when we come back. Let me tell you what come in. You see the EU, you see the US, all right? When that international pressure start pressuring, that is when they can wake up. And it coming. The reason why it coming, who will be president of the United States of America in the next couple of years? Right? A lot of things need to change.
Yeah.
Right? Where a lot of funding, you can get a lot of funding before. They can bring up. And that's going to tell you. That's one. And then the international pressure, because the Caribbean is right for a cyber terrorism attack on the G7. Say that again. The Caribbean, it is right for a G7, a cyber terrorism attack on the G7 countries. Pardon? Are you gonna have to? Are you gonna have to? Don't worry. I did a white paper on it. I did a white paper on it.
You get the follow of, that.
No, we already saw.
You're going to be the conduit.
Yeah, we can solve that.
You're going to be the conduit for our attack. You're going to be the conduit. Because the vulnerabilities that exist within, pardon? If you want to get honored because eventually it's going to wake up governments in the Caribbean to understand the seriousness of it. I know that the international pressure is going to pressure them like this happen through your network. And then they can start increasing more funding that's coming through other agencies to help build your roads and to help do this. Okay? That is when they can wake up. That is when this strengthening regulatory laws is going to come into play. You can get a split. I have no animosity against any government. So please, when you're reporting, see that. But if they do not start doing this, we are going to find ourselves as a conduit for a cyber terrorism attack on G7. On that note, and then we'll get started, but then you tell me how I know. But I will follow my way paper. But next thing they say, use a hacker. Technically, as a certified as a hacker, but I can use my hacking skills to do nothing. There you go. You are. But what I'm saying, yeah, not a problem. I see it. Whatever I see it, I can back up because we do away paper.
That's the proactive. They're seeing something before it happens.
Just before we get a break, I think God will upgrade himself. 5 years ago, I was in 4 year been married. And just left me in this glass. the same thing that they're coming out and saying 5, 6 years down the road about don't access the public Wi-Fi, the password security, all that sort of thing. They can put up presentations and talk to them about. I foresee this was going to happen. I wrote, and they can hear me good. I wrote a proposal to the hospital and I submitted it. But because I belongs to a clique, it get through one site. But 5, 6 years down the road now, so what happened?
That goes to my point now. So I started by drawing everybody else. My last point is, why do we not have a national cybersecurity infrastructure board in place? And why I ask that is because it has been thrown out many times that Mr. Billington can head that as a censor. I've heard that in circles and right. And when you come up with the thing and you say things like please, I understand what you're saying in terms of that because you have a lot of gatekeepers that like to gatekeep.
I like
They have as their thing.
I like to stay close to the person responsible for making their national security decisions, the PM and the minister.
And the permanent secretary.
And the permanent secretary, right? They like to keep, as you said, the gatekeeper and keep that closeness. They may want them to know that they may fully aware of everything. I ain't say they know. I ain't say they're fully aware because they came from where? IT background. They did not go towards the cybersecurity professional field to learn about what Mr. Militant is talking about, his policies of implementation of security. But we pick back up after that.
There is a need, but sometimes you have to be a bit harsh or to get forward because at the end of the day, persons who are most formed reasons to get such versus repeated that. Right now, a lot of numbers are there on the web for information I'm still our research. So at the end of the day, really have to be a bit harsh, get those years for one. I would say it's that should be over because the beginning of the money is up there.
One of the persons that was affected by that area. From the time I start getting phishing emails that I never get before, I know something was wrong. And then maybe BR send me an email saying that your information, straight off anymore. Yeah, I heard from them.
Sure. And at the end of the day, we are a part of the world. So, you know, we will see some of the guys talk about, I think it was one that I talked recently. They were trying to go after this particular gentleman, right? Because of the people process security building. So they're half building next door to use that again into their environment, take away doors. So, you know, I fully agree. Show as well as a parent. I would say the national government.
I thank you for that comment, sir. I will. They hear you. It ain't what it mean. It's not what it mean. But seriously, that's perfect example. Perfect example. But it's us. We gotta keep more noise.
I just want to add that the number of programs that were started last year under the present part very big. They're Neil, say that. Neil, I would have highlighted that where the issues are coming because they started with budget stuff, you know, making you aware that you know the presentation and so forth. But I would not be surprised that there have been some frameworks out there in connection with aircraft from the world. It's both frameworks that strength. But that 2026 also surprised that there's no regulations to help, well, push government entities more responsible when it comes to, not only in the control operation of you, but also the trust of others. But they are. It's best to fear right now start than to be something that's forced into.
Yeah, but let me just respond to that, a little thing, Mark, earlier. Right? Having the necessary frameworks and spoken to the public guidance for people.
Yeah.
Is done for. You, as I was saying, Mark, earlier, you still look at the I mean, I see with your information website, they bring up every single aspect, the checklist with every single thing, you back and forth, everything is being done. We have a game connection. Correct. So having frameworks and having those things is beneficial. But if persons actually who are in the area have no guidance or no checklist, nothing at all. I mean, our business professional is supporting the copy of correct. So therefore, I just go there, I agree with you. But there is nothing to guide my restriction. Going back to the small and medium enterprises, all you're doing is talking to somebody who's not understanding.
But that's one thing that we were discussing, you were saying that education don't play a serious problem with small business person.
Education.
Then they gotta come and talk to small business about access level control and it is like, but he ain't understanding this, but the same difference is that.
When we talk about the case studies, these CERT teams is you have a CARICOM CERT team. We need to build upon that CARICOM CERT team, but including getting Barbados CERT team up and including in that CARICOM CERT team. Because there are cooperations that are going on that you may not be aware of, but there are certain agencies within law enforcement that are sharing intelligence. They're sharing methods. They're sharing best practices that is helping eradicate and assist the Caribbean region. But that's just a small bit. That's just a small group. We have to, from a private entity now, we got to start working within our private entities. So we got a credit union league. All the credit union leagues should be working together, right? I'm seeing this happening to my credit union infrastructure. Are you seeing the same thing? How can we fix this as a league? Information between businesses. Reminds do, then you got MA consulting is?
Digital?
Yeah, your
Digital networking solutions.
digital networking solutions. You got other companies that are doing the same thing as you.
Yeah, we do yes for companies here and in Singapore and in Florida.
So you're getting in a chat. So you're getting first hand information, right? Instead of me using this WhatsApp message to go and spread rumors and all sorts. Yeah? We can use this within the companies and build that network. Right now, we have different companies in here, different credit unions, yes. Start building that network. Start sharing the information amongst yourselves. And then you'll see it start to spread. You see it happening in Grenada? The Grenada CERT team and their ACT program was concentrated on Grenada. And then messages start going, oh, that helped the region. My good friend, Miss Thornton, she had no idea about that WhatsApp protection thing. And they sent it to her. Living proof. Right there. We gotta go further than the region though. We gotta look at the Asia. You see the Asia region? They got a network for the group up there. Anything that happened in them Asian countries, that information is quick. So we gotta do that for the Caribbean. Use the CARICOM platform that we already have and expand it. It's an uphill battle, but it's something that easy that we can push. Let's stop the cleats. The European Union for the Agency of Cybersecurity as another group. These are case studies. These are working case studies. These are workable solutions that all we need to do to start implementing in the Caribbean. There's no reason we small nations. There's no reason we should be doing this. There's no reason that we should be getting hit, attack all the time and not being proactive. We got to come together. We have to. So instead of companies saying, "Oh, this is just my problem," sorry. It's just me. I ain't talking to you next door neighbor. Years ago, the next door neighbor was our security, right? Remember? Our neighbor used to look for our neighbors. No, we got locked doors. But we don't speak to the next door neighbor. But the next door neighbor seeing everybody on videos. Right? Yes, Norway is everybody's friend and everything. We gotta get back to that in order to get cybersecurity under control. To get these attacks under control. That is where we have to start. We cannot allow this to continue to happen. Wrapping up soon. So part of the things that we would love to see out of this summit coming is foster regional dialogues. So we have already the Grenada CERT team. Foster that relationship. Find out from them how it's working. Talk to your Grenada counterparts. Find out from them how it's working. Because it's working for them. So if it's working for them, it could work for us. It could work for the other Caribbean islands. And we can expand upon it as well. Regional legs. We'll find a team here. You have the Tego Global team here. They're seeing a lot. They're working a lot with a lot of other companies. Work with them. They're here. Work with them. Draw that alliance. It's not always about money. And I can tell you with mine, it's not always about money. Because if it was always about money, the team that are here these 2 years, so okay.
Yeah, well, I think we're at 9.
9 from the vice president back down here in Barbados for this. And they ask you a PSA, government, they ask you a PSA that shows the support that they have. So work with them. That's drawing your regional alliance. Draw upon their strengths, right? The regional capacity is very, very important. These are kind of things that we really need to do. Stop thinking that is my fight alone. Stop thinking that, hey, you know what, I give up. Government listening, so let me go work, do my time, get my little PA chat, and go home. If they stress me for 2 days, stress me for 2 days. Let me cut out. Let me try to work together to defeat these stress. Because it's not only hurting me, it can hurt our future. You can hurt our kids. You can hurt our kids. So to conclude, the private sector involvement is critical. We went through this. Collaboration is essential. There's no more if, there's no doing, because it can help build our capacity, it can help build our resilience. Use your experts that are locally here. You have Edward Militant from Caricet Global, who come not only from an IT background, but also have the knowledge and the skill set and the certification with cybersecurity policies and implementations, who work with other companies to try to help you become cyber resilient. Stakeholders, meaning every single one of us. So not the big management people. Every one of us are stakeholders in this way. We really need to fight very hard. So with that said, I want everybody to read this and really understand this. Cybersecurity is a shared responsibility. It is a shared responsibility. Only through regional cooperation we can protect our critical infrastructures and assets and data from these sophisticated security. I thank you. I implore you. I beg you to listen to the rest of the presentations. Listen to magnet forensics. Take in what you can take in. Look at the solutions. The more you get the Tego Global, you're also going to get Cybervance. You can actually see their tools working in a Vertex, looking at threats and doing an incident response. That is what you need to understand and take back to your organizations. We gotta stop this. IT is cybersecurity. I can keep stressing that. And no disrespect to IT. So do not go back and say you don't like IT. I love IT, but they put too much pressure on it. Point blank. Thank you.